Let me tell you a story. I won't take names, but I'll share a story.
Coming back to something which you want to discuss. Now come back to the...
let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story which I will not take names, but it's an interesting story. There is a person.
Okay.
The person is a minister. Or the person, let's hypothetical situation, an individual is in power. The individual gives a contract to another company, which may be a government company. The company which gets the contract further sublets the contract to a foreign company. That foreign company gets into a joint venture with an Indian player, in which the minister's brother, any minister for example, I'm not taking specific names tonight, in which a particular minister's brother, sister, some relation has some kind of a sweat equity. Now, I would say that that amounts to conflict of interest. When we ask that question tonight to people and politicians, they say, you don't even know the way the Indian system works. That's normal. You're making a big deal of it. That's not conflict of interest. This happens. My question is, why can't Parliament sit together tonight and say, we will develop a new law called conflict of interest law for politicians? Mr. Mungekar, conflict of interest. No political party person's relative will be allowed to have pecuniary gains in any transaction, directly or indirectly, in which the politician has any stake. Why can't we have that now? Mr. Mungekar, what do you think?
We are not here to...
Why not?
Arnav, absolutely.
You have great ideas, Arnav. We can keep those ideas later.
Why are you saying great ideas? It's a necessary idea.
When my friend Mr. Rajiv Pratap Rudy was discussing,
you can't be running a parliament.
Everybody agrees in the country that politics is for some of the people in the business, and there was nothing discovery. The point is, I'm not talking of this party or that party, but that now time has come for the political class to come forward with some solution with the involvement of the people to cleanse the entire parliamentary democracy, rather than throwing mud at each other. For example, the question would be whether it is Congress or ND. When 7 years they were in the power, what effort they were made to clean the political system? My question is, let us not divide and apportion the blame. Time has come now to sit together, to debate in the parliament and involve the people, those who are sensible, accountable, responsible, and try to find out some solution that will try to cleanse the political system in the country, which has come to the bottom level. Let us not apportion the blame. Who rolled in how many years? That is my point.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mungekar, we will have to apportion the blame. Mr. Mungekar,
the time has now come to sit together and find some solutions.
Mr. Mungekar, while I respectfully and most humbly disagree with Rajiv Pratap Rudy wishing away my thoughts of having a conflict of interest bill as something hypothetical, I completely disagree with you, Mr. Mungekar, that we should not apportion blame. Blame needs to be apportioned in Colgate. We can't have generic solutions without looking into the specific side, saying who are the villains of Colgate. No. This is a scam. You need to identify the villains.
My point was not apportion to blame in that respect. The government is taking... My point, Arnav, please remember, government has started taking activities. The question was, government is not unwilling to go into the investigation. Government is opposed to the demand of the Bharatiya Janata Party singularly for restoration of the Prime Minister.
Mr. Mungekar, as of tonight, as of this minute, neither the government nor the Congress has ever admitted that anything wrong happened. There is no admission of that anything wrong ever happened. They are saying we are having an interministerial discussion, we are having a CBI inquiry. Why?
My point is,
why can't you admit that some mistakes happened, corruption did take place? Why be so defensive on that? Why be so defensive on that?
Mr. Arnav, there is no question of yes or no. Since government and the Prime Minister PM office has given the time up to 15th of September to investigate, 35 locations already been raided, and if
I am asking about
irregularities happen,
I am asking,
government may cancel tomorrow all the blocks.
I am asking tonight.
The government already has initiated
No, I am putting a question tonight. Should people with any link to the civil aviation industry have anything to do with the Civil Aviation Standing Committee? I'm asking this question tonight. I'm asking the question of conflict of interest. Rajiv Pratap, Rudy, I thought you would take a position on it. But you've dismissed this idea of conflict of interest as an unsustainable idea even before it can be discussed. You should lead, the BJP should lead a conflict of interest bill today in Parliament. To separate this
let's
link
get
between
back to
business
something
and
more
politics.
important.
No, you are avoiding
what
this
you
question.
wanted to say.
You're avoiding
there is
the
question of you are trying. What I am trying to say, just listen to me.
No, why?
Absolutely, you are correct if there is a conflict of interest, but if the composition of the House and the members of Parliament who are themselves big businessmen come to Parliament and they have a big industry behind them and they join certain committees in which they have interest, it's obvious.
No,
now,
but
this
you
whole
can't.
system
No, it's not obvious.
It. What
how can you have?
Is exactly.
How can you have? How can you have? How can you run an industry and also be part of a regulatory process for it? How can you run a business?
But this is because the politics in this country for many is run for business.
Well, change the nature of politics in this country.
Fundamental what is happening.
Change
the politics in this country. People are running.
I am asking you tonight. Can you have?
What are you talking about?
I am talking about a simple thing. I don't know why you are surprised, Mr. Let me ask you a simple thing, Rajiv Rudy. Can steel owners be in a standing committee on steel? Can airline owners be in a standing committee on aviation? Can prominent lawyers with legal interests be in a standing committee for law? I don't know why my question is so ridiculous. This question is simple about conflict of interest. You see, the day you end this conflict of interest, you'll clean the system.
What you are saying is correct.
Yes.
My submission here is slightly different. My submission here is slightly different.
Continue. I can hear you.
Yeah. What I am trying to say is, what you say is actually correct, but what is happening is reality is the flawed situation. Now, even if that be so, there are people with interest there. Why does the government of the day, which has the responsibility to govern, should indulge in it? That is my basic question. Why does the Prime Minister who holds that chair decide to allot coal blocks to the people who are ministers? That is a bigger question. I am a businessman, I am a politician, so I will use my office because I have been elected as a member of
Parliament. Nobody should use that office.
As much as I can from the government. But the question is, how does the people in the chair who are responsible?
I am asking you today, if there are coal mine owners,
are not accountable. Why is the Prime Minister? Why is not the Prime Minister accountable today?
No, Mr. Rudy, I want this. Can coal mine owners be in a standing committee on coal? Can steel owners be in a standing committee for steel? Can aviation owners be in a standing committee for aviation? Can lawyers be in a standing committee for law?
Let India decide. We all know about it.
Let's India step towards ending crony capitalism.
Why don't you come out with the names, Mr. Arnab? You will print names otherwise. You speak out the names. Well, we all know, everyone knows. So let the whole country know.
But
let's not divert from the debate on coal.
I have raised the question.
I will also, please, for God's sake.
Mr. Arnab, give me 1 minute. Arnab, give me 1 minute. Just a minute.
1 minute.
Arnab, should I say something?
No, I have 30 seconds. I need to wrap up. 30 seconds for this debate to end. But yes, I'll give you those 30 seconds. Yes, sir.
No, just give me 1 minute. 15 seconds. The question is the kind of answers which Mr. Rajiv Pratap Rudy is giving to your questions. I think, isn't it sufficiently explaining to the nation what credentials BJP can have to fight against the corruption? I say personally that the question you ask, conflict of interest, according to me, will be killing basically the basic spirit of the parliamentary democracy. That's why your questions that whether civil aviation should die directly in the standing committee or the coal mine should have directly in the standing committee, my answer is positively no. And the time has come for the country, irrespective of the political parties, to sit together and to find some solution before parliamentary democracy.
Gentlemen, I thank you. I thank you for that debate tonight.
Collapses.
I thank you for that debate tonight. I've raised some questions. We will come back to the points on Colgate.
You have completely wasted my time. You have not discussed anything about the Prime Minister.
I have discussed.
He is responsible for the allotment and the raids are being conducted. Why the raid is not being conducted against the Prime Minister's office and the Prime Minister's house? The raid is being the person who has given the license is not being raided. And the people who are being raided, of course, they are at fault. But what about the Prime Minister who has given these coal blocks?
Are you opening up to debate?
And he remains the Prime Minister and he wants an impartial inquiry to be conducted. Why are you keeping quiet today?
Why don't you have a one-on-one debate with the Prime Minister of India? Why doesn't Sushma Swaraj have a one-on-one debate with the Prime Minister of India? Why doesn't Sheila? Why doesn't Arun Jaitley have a one-on-one debate with the Prime Minister of India?
You are taking care of all that.
Come on, don't keep blaming
why can't you handle that? Why are you not asking the Prime Minister, get him on a debate? If all the places are
for
being
the last 11 days, Mr. Rajiv Pratap Rudy, with great respect, I would like to tell you, this is the only channel that actually has 1,500 pages of documents, and not one story and one expose on this channel has been questioned. Now, only for tonight, I'm wrapping up the debate to return tomorrow.
Don't keep them.
No.
Please bring them out.
Thank you.
The Prime Minister of this country has been exposed now.
Mr. Rudy.
Black money, there is black coal and the blackened face. And we all know
Mr. Rudy,
the Prime Minister is caught.
only for want of time.
The Prime Minister is squarely responsible for the matter.
Only for want of time. And we're going to get you back with Manish Tiwari tomorrow if he agrees to come. Okay, we are going to go into...
We cannot justify corruption through a parliamentary debate.
Rajiv Rudy, thank you very much. Rajiv Rudy, thank you very much. Thank you, Rajiv Rudy, and thank you very much, Balachandra Mangekar, for that debate.